Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about equivalent fractions and how you can make equivalent fractions using unlike denominators and how you can use those equivalent fractions to compare two fractions one with another. So, what is a fraction? A fraction is simply part of a whole. So 3/7 is part of a whole. So think of fractions as being part of a whole. The part shaded in orange is 3. 3 equal parts are shaded orange. The whole has 7 parts, so 7 whole equal parts are in the bar. So the 3 goes on the top, 7 goes on the bottom. Now these are known as your numerator and your denominator. Your part is your numerator, your whole is your denominator. So 3/7 is the fraction. The part is the numerator, which is 3 shaded orange. The whole, 7 parts, is the denominator. So 3 out of 7, or 3/7. Songs sometimes help us remember things. So here's just a cute little song about remembering numerators and denominators. It goes along to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It. How many equal parts are being used? Numerator. How many equal parts are being used? Numerator. How many equal parts? How many equal parts? How many equal parts are being used? Numerator. How many parts in the whole? Denominator. How many parts in the whole? Denominator. How many parts in the whole? How many parts in the whole? How many parts in the whole? Denominator. So, as I said, just a cute little song to help you remember where your numerator is and your denominator. So, thinking about numerators and denominators, the chocolate bar below has been cut into equal pieces. The red shaded part shows the number of pieces that Emma already ate. So, if you look, your numerator is the parts that she ate, which is 2. Your denominator is how many pieces in all, which is 6. So, what fraction of chocolate did Emma eat? She ate 2/6. So 2 is your numerator, 6 is your denominator, so 2/6. Here's one for you to try. Here's a candy bar that Diego ate part of. What fraction of chocolate did Diego eat? Pause the video, then start your video again and check your answer. All right, Diego ate 8 pieces of chocolate out of 20, or 8/20. Another way that you can help and look at fractions is using fraction bars. Here are pieces of paper that are the same length, but they're different colors, and they have been divided into different portions of a whole, or parts of a whole. Here you have one whole. Here you have one divided into 2 pieces, which would be halves, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, eighths, ninths, and tenths. Now you can pause the video and you can work on this slide and then pause and then start the video again. It'll change to a new slide. Complete that one. Pause the video, complete it, and then start the video again to check your answers. So here is the first slide. You're going to match the word with the proper fraction bar. Pause your video. When you're ready to move on to the next slide, play the video again. Pause your video, finish your independent practice, start your video again, and check your answers. So here are your answers. Thirds are the blue, ninths, purple, halves, green, sevenths, pink, fifths, orange. Here's the next slide. Fourths are tan, tenths, purple, sixths, pink, eighths, blue, and 1 whole is yellow. Another way that you can look at this is using a benchmark fraction. You can draw a quick little number line, 0, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 1. But when you look at that number line, you know that that is also the one that we mark as 1/2. So 2/4 is equal to 1/2. You can also draw out pictures. Here are boxes divided into fourths. You can draw out your fractions, and you'll see that 2/4 is the same as 1/2. So when we're looking at this, 1/2 equals 2/4. You would multiply 1/2 by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So 1/2 is equal to 2/4. All right, to make equivalent fractions, you can multiply the fraction by a common numerator and denominator. Here, 1/2 times 5/5. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So 1/2 is equal to 5/10. Here's one for you to try. 1/3 times 3/3. Pause your video, start your video again and check your answers. So 1/3 times 3/3 is 3/9. Here's another one to try. 3/4 times 2/2. 3 times 2 would be 6. 4 times 2 would be 8. So your answer would be 6/8. Now you can do the same thing by dividing. 9/15 divided by 3/3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 9/15 is equal to 3/5. Here's one for you to try on your own. Pause your video, solve your problem, start the video again, and check your answer. So 7/14 divided by 7/7 is 1/2. Here's another one to try. Pause your video, try it, solve it, start your video again. 6/8 divided by 2/2 equals 3/4. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. Here's just another example using your fraction strips to show equivalent fractions. Here you have 1/2, 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/10. They are all the same size, so 5/10 would be equal to 1/2, or 5/10 would be equal to 3/6, or 3/6 is equal to 4/8. Again, this is how your fraction strips or fraction rods can help you solve this. Now you try. Pause your video. Which fraction is equivalent to 1/5? Start your video again after you solve and check your answer. 1/5 is equivalent to 3/15. 5 will go into 15 3 times. 5 will not go into 3. 3 will not go into 5. 5 cannot go into 10. 5 can go into 10 2 times, but 1 times 2 would be 2, not 5. Here's another one to try. Pause your video, solve, start your video again to check your answer. 3/7 is equivalent to 6/14. 2/6. Pause your video, start your video again when you're ready to check your answer. 2/6 is equal to 10/30. And here's just a little poster that just gives you an idea of equivalent fractions and what they look like. This is 2/4, 4/8, and 1/2. But if you look, they all cover the same area of the rectangle. So these are all equivalent fractions. They are all equal to each other. So when we compare fractions, we look at who ate more chocolate. Leo ate 3/8 of a chocolate bar. Chester ate 6/8. If you look, Chester ate more of the chocolate bar than Leo. So 6/8 is greater than 3/8. Okay, you solved this one. Is 7/10 greater than, less than, or equal to 4/10? 7/10 is greater than 4/10. So here is just a little flow chart that helps you when you're trying to solve and find equivalent fractions. Cup 1 is 3/5 full. Cup 2 is 1/6 full. Cup 3 is 2/3 full. In order to compare the fractions, we will find equivalent fractions that all have the same denominator. So if you look, we're looking at 3/5, 1/6, and 2/3. What multiple do the denominators of 5, 6, and 3 share? Well, they all share the multiple 30. So let's write the fractions in order from the least to the greatest. So we know that 3/5 becomes 18/30. 1/6 becomes 5/30. 2/3 becomes 20/30. And then we label them in order. And then you can use that to determine which one of your fractions go in order from the least to the greatest. So here's one to solve. 5/6, 7/12, and 3/8. You want to multiply them by the fractions given and then order these fractions from least to greatest. Pause the video, solve, and check your work. So we have 20/24, 14/24, 9/24. Now we want to put them in order from least to greatest. 9/24, 14/24, 20/24, or 3/8, 7/12, 5/6. All right, this one's a little tougher. 4/9, 1/3, 3/5. You figure out what you need to multiply by so that they have the same denominator. And then order your original fractions from least to greatest. So here is your solving. 45 was the common multiple. 9 times 5 is 45. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 15 is 45. 1 times 15 is 15. 5 times 9 is 45. 3 times 9 is 27. So we take these numbers and put them in order. So 1/3 is the smallest. 4/9 is next. 3/5 is the greatest. So as you can see, there's lots of strategies to help you decide equivalent fractions and use them to order fractions from least to greatest or from greatest to least. Have a great day.